Hello, my name is Stephanie Sherrington, and I'm the PACE Global Personnel Assistant Director. Welcome to this Livewire about reentry. Today, we'll be looking at reverse culture shock, the symptoms, and 3 helpful tips on how to have a smooth reentry. In the Bible, we read in Matthew 28:19, "Therefore, go and make disciples of all the nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit." We see all over the world people are being sent out from their home to preach the gospel in other nations. Maybe that's a church that sent you out, or maybe PACE has sent you out. During your time, you've been able to have wonderful experiences learning new cultures, new beliefs, new cultural norms. Or maybe for you, you're a church pastor or another organization leader, and you've been able to send these people out. And hopefully, you've been prepared for the culture shock that's going to happen. You've been told that you're going to be feeling a little bit homesick. And when you arrive to the culture that you're serving, it's going to feel a bit weird, and it takes a while to adjust. But now it's time to come home. And are you prepared for the reverse culture shock that's going to happen? But what is reverse culture shock, you might be asking? Well, this is you. You've grown up having everything that makes home home. Home is normal to you. Your beliefs, your cultural norms, the experiences you've had. But then you go to a new place, and they've got their own experiences, their own beliefs, their own cultural norms. And then you're experiencing those. And as you're experiencing those, you change a little bit. You've got a wider cultural sense of the world, of yourself. You've grown a lot, and also you've changed. But then you return home, and then home doesn't feel like home anymore. And also, the people who are at home, they don't understand the change that you've had either. Because if you look at this, you see that it's kind of a combination. You can't tear it apart. It'll always be the same. So reverse culture shock is the process of going back home and it not really feeling like home. Through the next few workshops, we hope to give you some ideas about things you can do through your reentry or help someone else through their reentry. Let's look at our first workshop. For our first workshop, let's look at this diagram. You see where you might have experienced culture shock and the different symptoms that you must have had as you were going through that. Maybe you recognize symptoms you had when you first arrived to your PACE nation. And maybe for some of you who aren't on PACE, you experienced these on a mission trip. As you look at these, have a look at the right-hand side, where the reentry takes place. Where are moments that you might be feeling excited? What's making you excited? Where's moments where you might experience judgment? What do you think you might be judging? Where are moments that you might be experiencing other challenges? If you're in a group, take 5 to 10 minutes to talk these questions over. If you're alone, take some time to look over them yourself. When you come back, we'll talk over some more experiences that you might be having with reentry. Great. Hopefully that workshop helped you think through some things that you might be experiencing when you have your reentry. But what are the things that you'll be experiencing? Well, let's look a little bit deeper into these. The first is that others might not understand you as well as they did before. Maybe you picked up new lingo, or maybe you've grown spiritually, or even as a person. You feel that others might just not get you anymore. You might feel vaguely disorientated or kind of frustrated. You might have disdain for the things of your own culture. You now wonder, why does your culture do things the way that they do? You feel things maybe are done better in the culture you just came from, or maybe your home just does things wrong. You might feel alienated or withdrawn. Maybe your friends have continued on their lives and it's really hard to find your place again. Or maybe you just feel like you don't relate or understand the way that you used to. You might feel a bit resistant to your family and friends. As you're trying to find out your new place, it might feel really difficult to open up and share with people that you're close to. It all sounds a bit overwhelming, doesn't it? Well, we on PACE, we've created a process for our apprentices to go through as they're experiencing their reentry. This process will help you debrief, it will help you, it will educate you, it will really make your transition so much easier. But the first vital key to your reentry is involving everybody, your family, your friends, your church, making sure everyone is a part of this process. Let's go into our next workshop. In this workshop, we'll be thinking through the key people who will be able to help you through your reentry. If you're on PAYS, be thinking through who are friends and family that I have that can help me through my reentry. What are things that I can tell them that will help them? If you're someone who's sent someone, be thinking through what are things that I can say as my person returns home? What are things that I can do to make it easier on them? Or maybe you're a pastor or another missions organization. Be thinking through what's something I can put in place to make sure the reentry is smoother for them. Take 5 to 10 minutes for this workshop. Be sure to start it yourself, and then after you're done, come together as a group and discuss what you found. Don't forget to look at the 5 things that I mentioned, the symptoms that you might be feeling. Have a great time, and I'll talk to you in a minute. Welcome back. I really hope that workshop was helpful for you to be thinking through your transition, about who you know and how they can be evolved in your transition back home. Your relationships are vital to your reentry. For this last section, we're going to be thinking through 3 helpful tips that you can do when you return home, or that you can do for someone who's returning home. The first one is find an opportunity for adjusting. Make sure you create space to share your side effects. You create space to share your story. If you're someone who has someone returning, make sure you're creating time for them to be able to share those things. It's very important. Find an opportunity to get involved in ministry. For those of you on PAYS, we'd love for you to stay involved. I'll talk about how you can do that in a second. But there's other ways you can get involved, whether that be in church or something else that you might have a passion for. Find an opportunity to share your story. You've seen some incredible things during your time on PAYS. It'd be really great for you to share with other people everything that you've experienced, how you've grown, and what you've seen God do in your life over the past year. But as I said before, there are other ways that you can still stay involved with PAYS. A few of those might be becoming an advocate, or helping with recruitment, or maybe you'd like to get involved with our conferences. We'd love to have you come along. Please contact us if you'd like to know more. I really hope this Livewire was helpful for you learning about reverse culture shock. I hope that whether you're experiencing reverse culture shock or you're helping someone through it, this information is useful and relatable. Let's take a look at our last workshop. In this workshop, I would love for you to write your story out. Write the experiences that you've had, the growth that you've seen, the things that God has strengthened in your life. And if you're sending someone out, take time to create a strategy document. This can include a process that you'll take your missionary through when they return home. Take 10 to 15 minutes for this workshop. Make sure to leave time for you to write your story out, but also to hear your team's story as well. I hope you have a great time with this workshop.